It would seem that the Greek gods, so human in their forms and characters, are as far removed from incomprehensible eldritch abominations as possible. It's important to remember, however, that the image presented to us by contemporary pop culture, and even by many works of ancient poets, does not fully capture ancient beliefs, and every deity can be interpreted through Lovecraftian lenses. We will start with the king of Olympus himself, Zeus. In the current pop culture, Zeus is associated primarily as a mega-fornicator who will miss no woman. I propose to combine this aspect with his main role, the ruler of lightning, and create something more eldritch. I propose Zeus as the embodiment of energy, all energy, and therefore not only electricity, lightning, but also life energy. Plato, in his Cratylus work, gives a folk etymology of Zeus, meaning cause of life always to all things, because of puns between alternate titles of Zeus, Zen and Dia, with the Greek words for life and because of. Zeus' influence is so strong that its mere presence causes women to become pregnant, giving birth to heroes characterized by great strength, aggression, and psychopathic tendencies. It has been noticed that these heroes very often get into fights with the offspring of the greatest Zeus enemy, Typhon. We will talk about him in the next episode. Perhaps this means that Zeus does not impregnate women by accident. It is part of his plan to cleanse the earth of the offspring of his archenemy. Or maybe it is coincidence. I propose that Hera, so-called jealous wife of Zeus, who is known for persecuting his mistresses and offspring, is a being sent by who or what to limit the Thunderer's breeding influence. However, while in his presence, she succumbed to his influence and gave birth to Zeus' spawn. It happened once that Zeus' excess energy caused him to produce a new creature, Athena, without impregnating a mortal woman. She is the goddess of wisdom, and in the computer age we know that information is organized energy. Moreover, some myths hold that Athena did have a mother. In a sense, Metis was a shape-shifting titan, Zeus' first wife, even before Hera. One day, Zeus devoured her whole. Athena was supposedly the result of this union. And again, gods devouring each other are more akin to eldritch, horror beings. The myth of Semele is important here. Well, Semele, a demigoddess, daughter of Harmonia, became one of Zeus' lovers. Hera took the form of a mortal woman and persuaded Semele to test Zeus. If he really was a god, let him appear to her in his divine form. Zeus reluctantly granted Semele's wish, revealing himself as a thunderstorm. It turned out that even the demigoddess could not stand the true form of Zeus, and she was burned to ashes. But their fetus, Dionysus, survived. Zeus placed the baby in his own body, where it matured. This story shows that Zeus isn't actually a muscular, bearded guy. He's just one of many forms he takes when dealing with mortals, like a bull or a golden shower. A little known aspect of Zeus is his strange connection to werewolves. According to Plato, a particular clan would gather on the mountain to make a sacrifice every 9 years to Zeus Lachaeus, and a single morsel of human entrails would be intermingled with the animals. Whoever ate the human flesh was said to turn into a wolf, and could only regain human form if he did not eat again of human flesh until the next 9-year cycle had ended. There were games associated with the Lachaia, removed in the 4th century to the first urbanization of Arcadia, Megalopolis. There the major temple was dedicated to Zeus Lachaeus. And here too, we can find Zeus not only as the master of lightning, but as the source of all energy, including life energy. Just as his influence causes women to become pregnant and give birth to extraordinary heroes, so his influence on men, combined with bizarre, cannibalistic rituals, mutates men into powerful, savage beasts. This is the first episode of the series. Subscribe to stay up to date with the next ones.